Are you aware that you're currently being stripped of your Second Amendment rights and left without a way to protect yourself with deadly force if necessary from rape, robbery, and any other use of unlawful force or deadly force used against you? According to the University of Texas at Austin Police Department website, there were 543 crimes involving violence and theft on campus in 2014. The breakdown consisted of 6 rapes, 81 assaults, 38 burglaries, 410 counts of theft, 6 auto thefts, and 2 cases of arson. None of these could be stopped with the threat of or use of deadly force, except by a law enforcement officer, of course. Gun-free zones create an illusion of safety, but they don't actually stop anyone from carrying a firearm into them except law-abiding citizens. Less guns in the hands of law-abiding citizens does nothing except help the bad guy, and I want to encourage you to support gun ownership and the expansion of gun rights by diffusing any doubts that you may have about this solution. Strict gun control disarms law-abiding citizens and helps criminals. Only good guys obey the signs that say no guns allowed. Criminals are called criminals because they commit crimes and they don't pay any mind to laws. As referenced prior, crimes can occur on campuses, including in a gun-free zone, leaving you helpless to protect yourself. During coverage of a new documentary titled Safe Haven, Fox News reported that since 1950, of all of the public mass shootings that happened, only 2 were not in a gun-free zone, and that once a public active shooter starts, a victim will be shot once every 8 seconds. That means that since I've started my speech, most of my classmates watching this could have been killed in a mass shooting setting. Police response to incidents remains high in the U.S., requiring citizens to ensure that they have a means to protect themselves. The same news article also reported that the average law enforcement response time in the United States is about 10 minutes, and that 70 to 80% of active shooters have a plan to die. It's obvious that students on a university or campus and people across the U.S. need a way to protect themselves. I think it's equally obvious that by stripping a law-abiding citizen of their gun, you're not going to stop the criminal. So what's the answer? By increasing the number of law-abiding citizens that are armed, we increase the chances that a bad guy will meet a good guy with a gun. Get out and get your gun training. There are many ways to find a safety course near you. Training.nra.org has plenty of free literature on the website and links to many certified instructors around Texas. Obtain your CHL and carry everywhere you legally can. Just Google Texas CHL license and look through the countless CHL instructors in your area providing quality training on the gun laws of the state of Texas. Also, the state DPS website for concealed carry is txdps.state.tx.us. And this lists many references to CHL instructors as well as other CHL laws for Texas. I know the gun lovers in Texas can agree with a lot of what I'm saying, but many people, and not necessarily everyone against guns, feel uneasy about the thought of having a gun in their possession or a gun around them. So here are a few reasons that people commonly give for not supporting guns. First, some people argue that more guns equals more crime. Of course, I disagree. Good guys with guns don't often commit crimes. As a matter of fact, the Texas DPS Regulatory Services Department, the website that I referenced earlier, reported that there were 50,869 violent crime convictions in the state of Texas for 2013. They also report that of those convictions, only 158 were CHL holders. This accounts for 0.3106%, 0.3% of all violent crimes in the state of Texas. Second, many people say citizens are often not well trained enough to make a difference in these scenarios anyway. This is certainly not true. Many news stories exist from multiple cities and multiple states across the country where a good guy was able to stop a bad guy. Joe Horn in Pasadena, Texas, stopped a burglary in progress at a neighbor's house. A man in Florida was able to stop a game room robbery in progress by shooting at the suspects before the police arrived. Also ask yourself, what kind of training are these criminals taking? A CHL class requires you to show proficiency in the knowledge of Texas gun laws and proficiency when shooting a firearm at a target. Finally, some people believe that having a gun is not necessary to protect themselves, and honestly, they're right. A gun's not always necessary to protect yourself because most of us will go our entire lives without being a victim of theft, robbery, rape, kidnapping, arson, burglary, or any of the myriad of crimes that happen daily. But the same could be said about a fire. How many of us have smoke alarms in our homes? Do you have a fire extinguisher in your car, your home, or place of business? We carry a fire extinguisher because we know that a fire could happen, and we would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. I hope that you can see that many things can be refuted when arguing against guns. This list of 3 is not where I could, stop right now. But here's a quick recap. Forcing me into a gun-free zone when attending school, watching a movie, or eating at a local restaurant puts me and my family at a significant risk because you're disarming me, I'm a good guy, and you're allowing criminals to carry and harm unarmed prey. The only solution that will affect crime rates positively is to arm good people and allow us to carry. So, in conclusion, I want you to get trained in gun use. I want you to obtain your CHL, and I want you to encourage your friends to do the same. That's the only way we can protect ourselves, is to protect each other.